Hi, it's Richard Smith here, and I'm going to do a little lesson on animation today. There are two programs that you can use. There's this one up here, which is called Animate It. And then there's this one, which is called I Can Animate Lite. And this light version, the one with the orange on, is free, whereas this blue one and brown one is $2.99. So I'm just going to show you what I did earlier. So this is a little animation for autumn, and I'm going to show you the screen in a minute and just show you how I did it. You can see down the bottom it says 114 frames. So that means 114 pictures were taken, which sounds a lot, but it's actually quite quick to do, especially if you work with somebody else in a team. So let me just show you how I did it. So if I just scroll along, you can see, scroll on the bottom, you can see the first picture, which has got a picture of a pen on. Now if I just put that pen on there onto the paper, you can see where the pen is. So first of all, you have to balance the iPad or tablet in the right position. So in this case, I would move it so there's as little of the brown table showing as possible, and perhaps try and get as much of the white in. Now at the moment you can see the pen from the previous picture that I took, and that's called the onion skin, and that allows you to line things up. So if for any reason your iPad runs out of battery or you knock the iPad over, you can go back. So I'm going to insert a picture here. Actually, it's added it at the end. So can you see there's a picture there, 115 now. Now if I then moved the pen, as I did in my example, can you see it shows very faintly where the old pen was, and it even shows the writing. So when I take my next picture, it moves, and then I would make sure I move it a little bit. Now notice you have to just move it a little bit at a time, and this is why you need everything sort of propped up. So I might use some books, some dictionaries, or a little box here. I'm just going to take one more. Now if you get it wrong, so imagine you take one with, I don't know, your hand in it. Can you see the last one there, 118? Down the bottom it's got my hand in. You just rest your finger on it and you can delete that one. So these three I want to delete because I've just taken those as examples. So there's my animation, and as we go back we can see back to the beginning. So at the moment, if I click on number 1, you've still got the onion skin from another image, so you've just got to look at the bottom. Can you see there's just a pen in it moving? And then as I move across, you'll start to see me write the A of autumn. So once you finish, you go back to the beginning and you can see all your animations. So there's a simple one I did with a pencil, and that one's only got 4 frames. So you can see why this one's much better. It's much smoother, it's got more frames, it tells a little story as well. And then once you finish, so if I'm happy with that, I would then go to there, export to camera roll, and I tend to use the highest resolution because I want it to look really detailed. And then you would go to your camera roll, go to your photos, and then you can see it. Now this is the paid app, and what you can do on the paid app is there's a cog in the corner and you can slow the animation down. So you need to know this FPS means frames per second, and the more frames per second, the more detail you get, the least frames per second, the less detail you get. So let's just play it like that, see if it will play like that. I'll just click on play bottom right, and you can see it's going to last for more than 10 seconds now. And you might think, well, that's a bit more interesting because it takes a little bit more time to go through. So let's just try it very quickly. We'll just stop that. And let's try 21 frames per second. And play that. And it's much quicker. So you have to decide, you and your partner, how quick you want it to go. And just to show you, the quickest would be 30 frames per second, which is the way they might run it if they're running something that's professional on, like a professional animation on the television, so you don't get much jolting. So let's just run it like that. Now it'll only last for about 4 seconds, so you'll have to watch very carefully. Can you see it goes very, very quickly? And then it'll save that particular speed. So I'll take it to 20 and then I'll save it. Now, the free one that you might want to try at home or in school will only do one actual animation. So it's the same settings, but it'll only do one. So I would have to, if I was just doing my pen, I would take a picture and then I'd move the pen, take a picture, and then save it. But if you go back into it and the cog, can you see you cannot change the playback speed, so it's stuck to 12 frames per second, so you've got to upgrade. So that's, if you click on upgrade, it'll probably say it's going to cost you $2.99. Now, I don't think it's going to let me because I've got to restore the iTunes store, but it's $2.99. That's how much I paid for it. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll have a go at doing some animating in school or at home. Thanks for watching.